that fairy tale chapter, what was the point? Like, for real, what the hell's going on here? So, chapter 433 starts out to be like it's going to be kind of okay because finally Avatar starts putting up a fight. The guildmaster, the old dude, he starts trying to finally fight back because up to this point, man, Avatar's crusty as hell. They've just been getting wrecked and wrecked. They were just getting totally owned by Fairy Tail. So he starts to fight back. He's throwing up these magic walls and shit, and then Natsu's just like, no, you ain't putting brakes on this rape train. He, like, busts through all these damn walls, and then he just, like, owns this guy, and then he's all like, no, I got an extra little trump card here, and he summons a god. A freaking god. Now, that had me pretty excited up to this point, because we've known about god slayers for a long time now, but we've never seen or even heard much about gods in general outside of the god slayers. And I was always curious about that, because I've always wanted to see a god in Fairy Tail. See, why do we have god slayers? So, he summons this god, and that's the end of the chapter, and you get you really hyped. This god's like wrecking shit. He's like splitting the land in half with his giant sword and everything. She's like, hell yeah, we finally got gods. And then 434 happens. So, Natsu just runs up the sword, jumps on top of the freaking god's head, all the while sprouting the famous Fairy Tail friendship power-up speeches. You know, he's going, friendship, bonds, comrades, and he's just yelling all this stuff, and then he just, wham, right, slams his fist down right on top of the god's head, and then splits the god in half. He, like, explodes or some shit, and then it's just like, he one-shot a god. Did I read that right? He one-shot a god. That is bullshit. Hiro Mashima, what the hell? He does not, so Natsu's a god slayer. Is that what this is about? He's a god slayer. Because if we go back in the Grand Magic Games art, he couldn't do shit to a dragon. He was getting raped by those dragons, and then he fights a god, and he one-shots a god. So that was a plot twist. Apparently he's been a god slayer all along, or maybe he was a dragon slayer at one point, but when he fought Zancro on Tenro Island, and he like ate his fire, he became a god slayer instead. I don't know. That's the explanation, but no, we all know what it is. It was a giant ass pull. And see, it's shit like that why people hate on Fairy Tail, and it's justified. Now, don't get me wrong, I'm not hating on Fairy Tail. In fact, you can see, like, right there, my Fairy Tail wall scroll behind me. I love Fairy Tail, but no, that was a god. He one-shot a god. Now, when you think of a god, what do you think of? A giant, great, mystical, powerful being, like a deity, you know. And Natsu freaking one-shot him. A god. He was like a god of war, they even said. He was supposed to be a god of war. And there's like supposed to be 18 of them. And apparently, yeah, Natsu's strong enough to one-shot one. No, dude, I'm sorry. What was the whole entire point of this mini-arc? Well, it's obvious. Hiro Mashima's just trying to show off how powerful Fairy Tail's gotten since the 1-year time skip, and he could have found a better way. You don't one-shot a god. I don't understand that. That was bullshit. That really infuriated me. So, no, I on a scale of 1 to 10, just because of that bullshit, I'm going to give it like a 3. Both these chapters, I'm just going to call it a 3. I'd go lower, but there was a couple concepts I liked. When Natsu did it, he did some like Flame Dragon King spell of some sort. So I thought the concept, that is pretty cool. Is that like a new spell set? Is that like a new mode like Dragon Force? So the Flame Dragon King thing I thought was kind of cool. And then there was the concept of gods in general, even though they're apparently weak as hell if Natsu strong enough to one-shot. The only alternative I could think of to that is the dude who summoned him, the old guy that's the leader of Avatar. He was weak as hell to begin with. I'm shocked he even had the ability to summon a god. So maybe the god was weak because his crusty ass was the one that summoned him. I don't know. But yeah, it was a bullshit chapter. Ass pull all the way. So I'm just going to end it at this. Yeah, 3 out of 10 I think is a fair review. I'm not going to drop Fairy Tail. I've been with the series for too long. I still like it. I still love it. But that bullshit. But what about everybody else? How do you guys feel about these 2 chapters? Do you think it's kind of cool that Natsu is apparently strong enough to one-shot a god? Or do you also think, yeah, that's retarded? So I'd love to hear everybody's thoughts and opinions on this. So leave a comment down below. I'd love to see that. If you agree with my review, leave a thumbs up. That'd be cool. And if you'd like to subscribe, that'd be great as well. Alright guys, that's all I've got to say for these. I'll see you next time. Myro Yasha out.